quote on this?
I used to try and do everything myself.
Yeah.
In like my living room, like a shit show.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you definitely need help on this. 'Cause, you know,
I'll clap 3 or 4 times, and then if you hit that.
Yep. All right, and 3, 2.
So I just pause it. I think it's all reset. Fuck, it's gonna reset every time. If you go to the speed.
Yeah.
That speed.
Oh, it changed?
Must have, yeah.
Ooh, that's why. Okay.
I remember roughly where it was. It was a bit faster than that.
Probably like right here.
Yeah, let's try that. Hello and welcome to. Oh, yeah. Can you pull it back?
Yep.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Be a Better Boss podcast. I'm your host, Ian Highfield, and this podcast is dedicated to one ambitious goal: transforming the world to transforming the workplace. Each episode, we explore evidence-based tools and strategies designed to make you a better leader while creating happier, more motivated, and higher performing workplace teams. Today, we're diving into a revolutionary approach to employee evaluation, the Motivational Pie Chart. This concept moves beyond traditional performance reviews and offers a fresh, empowering way to foster growth and engagement in your team. Along the way, I'll also share insights inspired by David Hanera, Chief People Officer at Flair, who has reshaped how he thinks about motivation and performance in the workplace. Let me start by posing a question. How effective are traditional performance reviews? For many employees, they are dreaded. Reviews often feel impersonal, overly focused on outcomes, offering little actionable feedback and inspiration for growth. A recent Gallup study revealed that only 14% of employees strongly agree that traditional performance reviews motivate them. So why is this? Well, traditional reviews, they tend to focus on outcomes like sales numbers or client retention. They overlook the why behind performance, the motivation in driving an employee's behavior. And they reward effort, they reward input rather than the value created. A concept that David Hanera aptly challenges with his focus on impact over input. Hanera's approach highlights 2 transformative shifts in people management: unearthing motivation before measuring performance and focusing on impact over input. Both concepts are fundamental to the Motivational Pie Chart, a tool I've used to reimagine performance evaluations because it's a tool I've used for over a decade and a half with the elite athletes and sports teams I'm blessed to coach. The Motivational Pie Chart is an evidence-based framework that helps leaders and employees collaborate on understanding the key drivers of their performance. Unlike traditional reviews, it centers on intrinsic motivators and actionable insights. Quite simply, here's how it works. Have your team member draw a big circle on an A4 piece of paper. Yep, pen and paper, we're going old school. This is an iPad-free zone. Give them very little instruction, except ask your team member to turn the circle into a pie chart that reflects what motivates them. Examples could be factors like financial security, creativity, recognition, personal growth, team contribution, their family, their friends, sports they play, sports they watch, hobbies they're involved in. David Hanera describes this process as unearthing motivation before measuring performance. By understanding why an employee behaves the way they do, leaders can tailor their roles, goals, and support to amplify their strengths and align it with their aspirations. For example, if creativity and hobbies are the main components of the pie chart, yet the company that individual worked for is focused on performance-based rewards that require long hours, this is going to create a conflict. It might drive disengagement, and ultimately it's going to reduce the chance of you retaining this employee as a member of your team. Another crucial takeaway from this philosophy is the shift from valuing hard work, input, to measuring impact, output. Too often workplaces reward effort, putting in the long hours, sheer volume of tasks that are completed over the effectiveness and impact that an individual can have on non-measurable stuff that's more important, like culture. This can lead to burnout, misplaced priorities. By focusing on what people create and the value they bring, leaders can build a culture that rewards not just measurable results, but actual overall impact on the company. When leaders prioritize motivation and impact, they create workplaces where employees feel empowered to grow, contribute, and thrive. The motivational pie chart is more than a tool, it's a mindset shift. Focusing on impact over input challenges outdated corporate norms that equate to long hours and low productivity. It also underscores the importance of fostering intrinsic motivation to create a meaningful and lasting change in the workplace. By redefining performance metrics to emphasize motivation and impact, leaders can build teams that are not just productive, they are truly fulfilled. If you as a leader are ready to implement the motivational pie chart in your workplace, here's how it works. Step 1, simply introduce the concept to your team. Maybe you do a motivational pie chart yourself and share it with them. Step 2, have them work on their motivational pie chart for 10 to 15 minutes a day during work time. Then, have them bring this pie chart to the one-on-one meetings that you're going to have with them, or even to their performance review. This will help you gain a visual of what motivates this member of staff, and you'll be able to discuss this with them. Be a good listener, approach this meeting with curiosity and without judgment, and you will build a connection with that person as a human, not just an employee. Then collaborate with this employee to help align their role and their tasks at work with their motivations. Create growth opportunities based around this. This will enable the company to thrive as well as this individual. Finally, have the employee reflect on their motivational chart and ask them, is there anything they would change that may increase their engagement or their happiness or their efficiency at work? This is you ultimately redefining performance metrics, shifting from outcomes to recognizing what that individual needs and empowering them to be their best self in the workplace. The results will follow. There is not an athlete that I've worked with in the last decade and a half that I have not worked on fostering intrinsic motivation with. Why? Well, because intrinsic motivation leads to engagement, it leads to grit, it leads to resilience. And if you are a happy individual, you will gain your happiness from those factors. Being motivated, being gritty, being resilient, and being engaged. Those are the things that lead to happiness, and employee high performance will follow. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Be a Better Boss podcast. Today we explored the motivational pie charts, performance reviews, and we reviewed work culture, motivation, focusing on the intrinsic side of this. If you found this episode valuable, Please subscribe to the podcast. Please share it with other leaders striving to make a difference in the world, and come visit me at ianhighfield.com and keep an eye out for my upcoming book, The Administrative Athlete, Lessons from the Locker Room to the Boardroom. Let's transform workplaces into environments where people are inspired to grow, create, and thrive. Until next time, I'm Ian Highfield. Be a better boss.
Okay.